the information that has come out about Freud in the last 30 or 40 years ought to be sufficient to reduce him to just a kind of comical episode in the history of psychiatry. And this has not happened. At the same time, the scientists have completely deserted Freud. The psychological researchers in universities have completely deserted Freud. And why is that? Briefly, because the concepts are too vague to be subjected to experimental validation or just confirmation. Without the scientists and without the psychiatrists being on Freud's side, his reputation has got to continue to dwindle. But members of the public who simply go to these texts and read them, read, say, the interpretation of dreams or the psychopathology of everyday life, they may be taken in again, and they may find Freud utterly charming and seductive. But I think in the long run, there will be a decline. I won't say Freud will disappear. After all, he is one of the most interesting people who ever lived. I mean, to my mind, he's the greatest charlatan who ever lived. And that's an achievement. He founded a brilliant pseudoscience which validates itself. That's interesting. It's interesting as intellectual history. So the case of Freud, if you will, is always going to be with us. But my hope is that belief in his propositions is going to keep declining as it has been declining.